stop someone from improving, or like does it really matter? Like it really annoys you?
It's better to learn the language for the country that you are gonna visit.
And even people who go to Scotland or Ireland these days can't tolerate the accent because the Irish accent is fully different from normal English.
That's the perspective.
But when you want to go visit a doctor or maybe a psychologist or something like this. Also, I live in a small city here, and people are not able to speak in English.
If you go back in time, would you commit this immigration process again, or no, you would like take another route? That really matters. Hello everyone, this is the first episode of Hejrino Talk. We are here with our dear guest, Mr Hiwa Mahmoodinezhad, who took a route from the heart of Iran and the heart of Middle East, from straight to Iran to Germany, heart of Europe. This is a story of someone who saw potential in another country and took this immigration route. We're here to discuss these questions and see how he went and he did it, because so many people in our country these days tend to do this stuff. So we are here with some questions, but first of all, Mr. Hiwa, be kind and give us an introduction of yourself.
Hello, Karash. How are you doing?
I'm good. Sure. What about you, man?
Everything is fine with me. Yes, it's Hiwa. I came to Germany. I was in Iran for like 35 years of my old, and I graduated from my master's degree from Iran University of Science and Technology, one of the best universities in Iran. And I came to Germany 3.5 years ago as a software developer. I got my job offer from one of the best companies in Europe, and I have been working as a developer for like more than 15 years. In Germany, I brought my family, my wife and my son as well.
Oh, nice, dears.
Yes, and I guess it's an interesting journey for this interview. And I hope we have a great conversation. I don't know, the interview conversation or something like that.
Yeah, it's more of an interview. Yeah, we try to do that. Okay, so we have our first question. It's one of the most asked questions when it comes to immigration or people who immigrated. Is that, for example, when you wanted to do this immigration, the question was that, has it been the way you expected, or you got overwhelmed, or what was that? Like, did you get what you wanted, or like how did it went? Like, it is what you expected? Is it like that?
Not completely. When you immigrate to an industrial country, one of the best countries around the world, so obviously everything is getting better. But it wasn't like I expected.
Oh, so why is that?
Maybe I will go to a heaven, but it was not like this. People are friendly here. People are supportive. You have a great life here, but it's not like heaven. You also,
of course, yeah, I know many people who.
Yeah, I know many people who these days immigrate, consider Europe as such a heaven and like the best place in the world, but when they get there, like they see the financial issues, the housing. I know, I get that. Okay, so it has been well different from what you expected. Is that right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not that much, but you cannot become a rich guy here in Europe. As in US, I have a lot of friends who live in US, and they can be a rich guy there. But in Europe, it's not like this. You have to pay like 40% of your salary as tax.
I've heard that, yeah.
So yeah, it was not like as I expected, but you have a great life here. People are super friendly, super supportive.
Nice.
Sometimes people talk about Germany as the racism. No, I haven't seen it.
Of course, yeah, I know that.
Also, I live in a small city here, and people are not able to speak in English or another language. They speak German. So it is one of the most important things that I have already encountered in Germany. So, and I cannot speak in German as well. I just speak English.
You can't?
Yes, I just speak.
Okay.
I got my job. It was an English-speaking job. So another difficulty that I have, and also my son is learning German. He uses a lot of German words, and I cannot respond. So it is not good.
Of course, nice. So, do you think this can stop someone from improving, or like, does it really matter? Like, it really annoys you, or how's that? Or like, it's something that you can't tolerate.
Uh, you can tolerate it, but when you want to visit the doctor, many doctors
Oh, I
don't
know.
speak or they don't want to speak English. So you
Of
have
course,
to
they don't
use.
want to. Yeah,
Yeah, no. Sometimes they can't.
that's a
But,
possibility.
but when you want to go visit a doctor or maybe a psychologist or something like this, you are not able to express yourself. So it is, you have to use a translator app. So
Oh,
it's tough. Sometimes you have to go to your son's school, and this
of course.
teachers are not able to speak English as well. So also, they want you to do something for your son, and you are not able to understand. So it is tough again, but it's not something that you cannot tolerate. You are able to
I
tolerate.
feel.
When you want to open a bank account, everyone speaks
I know.
English. When you go to immigration office to receive your resident card, everyone speaks English. When you go to a gym, you can find someone who speaks English. So yeah, but for doctors, for school, it is.
General society activities, you mean you need
Yes.
the German native language? I know, yeah, okay. That is perfect. So you suggest many people who want to emigrate and tend to emigrate these days to first get a level of German knowledge. Is that right?
Definitely. In Europe, I guess just England, Scotland, and Ireland, I guess
Ireland? Yeah, I know.
they speak English. But people in Spain speak another language, in Germany, in
Of
Sweden,
course, yeah. Their
Norway.
native
So
language. I
it's
know.
better to learn the language for the country that you are gonna visit. It's much better than you are not able.
Of
I
course,
can
yeah.
understand a little, a small
Of course.
word. So it is tough.
Annoying. I
Yes.
know. I know.
And even people who go to Scotland or Ireland these days can't tolerate the accent because the Irish accent is fully different from normal English.
We
Just
have a
as much
colleague.
annoying.
Yes, we have a colleague,
Of course.
and he lives in Scotland, and I cannot understand anything sometimes.
Exactly, a Scottish and Irish accent are just a whole other world for themselves. I know, yeah, I get that. Okay, so let us press on to the question two. One of the questions that is mostly asked from people who tend to immigrate is that if you go back in time, would you commit this immigration process again, or no, you would like take another route? That really matters because
I definitely would. My main reasons for immigrant, I had a great life. As a developer, you can provide your family, you can have a great salary. But what I didn't have, I wanted to register my son in a great school. I couldn't find any. So I registered him in a best school in our city, but it was not what I expected. Also, because of the religional beliefs, my wife wasn't happy in Iran because of what I'm
Of
talking.
course, yeah.
yeah, all Iranians do, unfortunately.
Yes. Also, I couldn't have access to some international services, like as a developer, like Docker,
Even
like
now.
cloud-based services. Because of sanctions, we had a lot of difficulties. Because of the domestic restrictions, also a lot of
course,
websites,
yeah.
YouTube was filtered. So
Even right now.
we have a lot of great reasons to immigrate. So I definitely would if I.
Yeah, exactly. Even right now, I see so many talented people over on like even small cities of Iran, but their access is restricted to even the most normal websites of all time, like YouTube. Even platforms where they can improve are fully censored and sanctioned. It's really annoying, and I can't really. Yeah, you did a good job. Yeah, I would too, and everyone would.
And I have to add one sentence. My son
ahead,
and
yeah.
my wife, they are happy in Germany. So it is the main reason for me to stay here. Sometimes I really, miss my family. I really miss my country, my friends. I have a lot of great friends in Iran. But when I see that, okay, my son and my wife are happy.
Yeah, it's
They
just so
are
enjoyable.
skills. So yeah, I want to stay here.
So one of the main reasons is your family. Probably the main reason, actually. I get that.
To be honest, I did this immigration process for my family because as I told you, I had a great life in Iran. I had a great car, great house. I had a great job. I was working remotely with Netherlands when I was in Iran. Before, I had my own company with like 15 employees. I came to Germany and I started from zero. So
everyone who emigrate just has this mentality that they gotta start from zero, and that's really the annoying part. I get that. Okay, so we press on to the cultural experience. One of the questions that is really mentioned is that, as you know, Iran has a country that has a really specific mentality and situation. My question is that when you committed this immigration, what was the biggest cultural difference that you kind of understood? Because Iran is a really specific country. Everything is so different. The religious kicks in. I just wanted to see that how was the biggest difference that you realized, and how did you cope with it, or it still annoys you, something like that?
I can remember the first night that I came to Germany. I wanted to go out and to drink something, and it was 8:30 p.m. and it was just darkness.
Okay, 8:30.
Yes, 8:30. So it was, super stressful. 8:30.
In terms of security,
everyone sleeps.
Oh, 8:30. Really?
Yes.
All right.
In small, I told you I live in a small city in Germany, and you don't have nightlife here in this city.
Okay.
And at 9, in the second night, I was singing at 9, and my neighbor told me, please stop it. Another thing, everything is super slow here. Like processes,
governmental processes,
everything, bureaucracy, everything is super slow. When you want to receive a visit from, you want to visit a doctor, you have to wait for 3 months sometimes.
Many people who immigrate don't know these things. They think that you want the best doctors.
I could open a bank account after 2 months. Everything
is really annoying.
Yeah, but you cannot bribe. You cannot talk to someone, please let me get in, or something like this. We don't have anything like this. You have to tolerate, you have to wait. And in the queues also, people are super slow, but in Iran, everything is super fast. You can meet the doctor the day that you decide. So, I couldn't tolerate it. These days, I'm super annoyed by this lifestyle. I want to get awake for till 12. I want to celebrate, but you cannot.
So do you think if someone moves to, let's say, a bigger city like Wolfsburg, or Hamburg or Frankfurt or Munich, you think they can have the nightlife they want, or you think it's all over the country, or you think it's just small cities?
I have visited a lot of cities and a lot of countries in Europe. So yes, if you live in Berlin, you can find a restaurant at 1 a.m. But in small cities, you cannot. But if you move to another city, a bigger city, okay. So if you want to get an appointment for for example, for bank, you have to wait for 5 months.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Yes,
that is overwhelming. Many people don't know.
If you want to receive your card, your resident card, you have to wait for 9 months in Berlin. But in my city, I just waited for 1.5 months. Yeah.
So that is really something that many people don't even know. I talk to my friends who tend to immigrate, and most of them they're like, in Europe, just everything's just so fast and online. They have this wrong mindset.
Not at all. No. You have to take. It is super important for us. Because one day my son was sick, and I tried a lot to visit the doctor. You should think about it when you want to immigrate to Germany. I visited, for example, Spain, and the cities, are alive there.
Of course, yes, especially Madrid or Barcelona. I know, yeah.
Yes, but in Austria, for example, Netherlands, they look like Germany. Yeah, we don't have light night in these countries.
Of course. So do you think that for someone who wants to go clubbing and having fun, going to a bigger city is a better choice, do you think? Is that right?
Yes, the only choice that he has, yes.
Of course. Okay. So we should move on from that. We get to the challenges that you went through. As you know, even right now in the 2024, even right now, immigrating is a really hard process. It requires you to get IELTS and get all these degrees up, and like applying process is such a hard process. But one question is that when by the time that you wanted to immigrate, what was the hardest part about immigrating? What was the fact that annoyed you like so much? The big challenge, mostly in Iran. I mean, like, what was the big challenge?
Let me tell you something. To be honest, it was super easy for me. I was an experienced developer, and I was looking for a job. I got my first interview in 1 or 2 weeks, and I got the job in 2 months. So it was easy. But if you want to come here as a student and you want to study, stuff, you have to
the applying process.
Your exam. You have to get score in IELTS or an English exam or German exam. You have to apply for different universities. Sometimes it takes time, but as an experienced developer, it is super easy to find a job, in my opinion, at least, because these days I have an Instagram page and I teach people how to become an experienced developer and how to get a job in Europe, not just in Germany. And it's super easy, I guess. They need a lot of developers these days. They need a lot of nurses these days as well.
Yeah, nurses, I've heard that actually. Yeah.
Yes, and the only thing that you need is to speak German or English.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
preferably German.
But when I came to Germany, I was thinking that I speak English fluently or something like this. But for the first 3 or 4 months, it was super difficult. I couldn't understand a lot of guys in our team, and sometimes I needed more time to understand what is going on. So I guess
I get that.
one of the difficulties that I had at that time was language.
Of course,
I
many people have this.
All the guys who want to immigrate, please study English or German very well to speak fluently, and after that try to immigrate, because
totally
like a nightmare at the beginning. You are not able to express yourself, and you are not able to understand what they want you to do. So it is tough.
Of course, yeah, I get that. It's like such a big wall that just is in front of you when you get there. This language barrier is such an annoying. It can even take offers from you. So one thing, as you know, many people who tend to immigrate these days are just young people who think they're gonna be wasted in Iran, and they don't even think wrong. This country really burns abilities you have and the whole skill and talent that you have. Unfortunately, it destroys your future. So do you think that they should wait like 10 years and get really good at a job and then immigrate, or you think it's just better that they get out as soon as they can? For example, at age 20, or what is that?
In my opinion, when I was in Iran, I didn't want to immigrate at the beginning. I waited, and I wasted like 10 years of my life. I said my advice, please, just immigrate.
Please, yes.
Just do it. Yes, just do it.
Yeah.
Because you are wasting your time, your energy.
Exactly, yes.
Please just start learning English, German. A lot of languages you can learn, we have different languages in Europe. So just start learning. After 2 years, one year, come here as a student, as a job seeker, as a job offer, something like this. Just do it.
Of course. So you went there as someone who was experienced in his career and got an offer in like 2 weeks, and so you never had the financial issues. But as you know, these days the Iranian currency is extremely completely not valuable at all. It's such a worthless currency. So as you know, for many people who tend to immigrate, the process of immigrating is financially really hard. They have to submit a lot of money to this. So how do you think they can cope with that? Because many people in Iran aren't rich, but they want to immigrate.
It's not that's expensive. If you are looking for a job and you can get it, they support you for relocation. They buy your ticket. Sometimes they give you a place to live for 1 or 2 months.
Nice.
Some companies give you a car at the beginning, so it's not expensive. Job offer is not expensive at all. I guess you need to get a car maybe to airport, and come here. But as a student, you need for Germany. I'm talking about Germany.
Yeah, for the student routes. Yeah.
For
Yes,
education.
you need 12,000 euros. You have to block it in a bank in Germany. It is the most expensive part of your immigration.
It is really expensive.
But if you can find the job at the beginning, you don't touch this money. It is your money. It is blocked in a bank, and they just give you 1,000 monthly. But
Oh.
yes,
So
if
they
you
give
can
it back.
find the job, yes, it's your money. So at the beginning, if you can find the job, you don't touch this money. It's yours.
Oh, so can you emigrate and educate like for a university and get a job in the same time? Because I heard Spain allows you to do that. You can study and work at the same time.
You can
Not a
work,
possible.
you can study and work in the same time, but you are allowed to work 20 hours a week.
Oh.
But it's enough for you.
So you think you can make enough money to just live?
I think. Yeah.
But we have another option for Germany. It is it is called Ausbildung.
Oh yeah,
And
I heard that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also like you are gonna study, but they pay you like 1,000 a month. Also, it's enough. So you don't waste your money for immigration. It is somehow free.
Oh, okay. So is this 1,000 euros really enough for like food and accommodations and like the place you stay at, the rent? Is it?
Yes, in Berlin it's not enough. In Munich it's not enough. Frankfurt, Hamburg.
No.
But in small cities like Hanover, you can find a room and you have to pay like 300 a month, like 300 or 400 more for grocery stuff, for living,
Food. I know.
and 100 for your internet, your transportation. It's enough. Yeah, you can save money.
Oh, you can. Nice.
Yes, I have seen a lot of guys and they save money, like 200 a month.
Well, that is perfect. If you can save up money, it means that it is a really good opportunity.
Our
But
next
let me tell you
question.
something.
Okay, go ahead.
If you smoke cigarette, it is expensive. If you drink every night, if you go to restaurant frequently, so it is super expensive. So you need to stop these habits. But in general, you afford your life.
Okay. So we have this next section. It's saying that by the time you wanted to take this immigration journey and the whole process, you said it was easy, but I want to know that was there anything that was like so annoying and exhausting for you that any point you wanted to like give up the process or like say let's press on to something else or pursue some other goal, or no, it was just so straight up forward that you didn't even think about giving up or backing up?
This time that I decided to immigrate, it was super easy to me. But 5 years ago, I came to Germany like 3.5 years ago. 5 years ago, I started to immigrate, and at that time, I received a lot of rejection emails, and it is super annoying and super disappointing when every day you receive an email. Unfortunately, you are not able to process.
Yeah, destroys your confidence. I know.
Yes, so I guess the main part is that you have to encourage yourself. You have to be hopeful for the process. It is not easy for some people. It takes time. Sometimes, like I have a friend, and he applied for 1,100 times.
Oh my gosh.
And finally, he got the job. So it took like a year for him. So it is the tough part.
Yeah.
But it is better for you to have a mentor. These days, I'm a mentor for a lot of guys. Sometimes you don't have a great resume. You have to change it. Maybe you just have to tune your resume, something like this. But some people don't know about it.
Exactly. I see some people that they want to do it themselves, and when they get a few rejections, they just lose all confidence and they just press on and move on, and that's such a disappointment that many people don't know that. But yeah, I know. So the other section we have is career, which you mentioned. I wanted to know that, as you said, you were a developer. I wanted to know how this immigration changed your path and like how it affected your, how it affected your job, and was it the improvement or no, or like you had difficulties. I just want to know about your career path after immigration.
When I came to Germany, at the beginning, I tried to learn a lot of technologies that I couldn't work with, like cloud-based services, like Docker, like Kubernetes, everything. So after like 6 months, I was another developer, to be honest. Access to everything, and nothing was filtered. We
Oh,
didn't have
nice.
any
That's such a dream.
connection. Yeah, and after 6 months, so you have a great internet connection. It is super important.
It's really important.
Yes. So after 6 months, I was another guy, to be honest, and it was super promising for me. I told my wife, I'm another guy. You don't know." But in Iran, sometimes I couldn't connect to proxy server. Sometimes I couldn't watch a simple YouTube video. And it's the biggest difference, I guess. But also, I'm working in an international company. I work with different guys from different cultures, different countries, and they have a lot of experiences that I can learn.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, I work with a company. It was a Persian-based company, and the company was an international one, so I couldn't learn a lot of things. But here, I work with some guys from Brazil, from Japan, from Sweden, from Norway, everything, and we talk about everything, the culture, and you can visit different countries around you.
Of course, yeah. That's one of the things that Iranian people are unfortunately deprived of, because the countries around us are not the most interesting countries in the world. And even if you want to travel to Europe, you have to spend a lot of money, which if you translate it to, like, if you trade it to Iran's currency, it's like at least 3 years of your salary full. So it's just not worth it. And that's one of the things that comes from immigrating, that you can visit these European countries that are so close to each other. I saw a picture that 3 European countries was just like a roundabout. You just could enter this and that, just walk.
Yes,
this and that,
France,
just walk.
Belgium, Switzerland, they are close to Germany. If you live in Munich, you are able to go to Netherlands, to Switzerland, to Luxembourg, to France, like in 1 hour.
Such an interesting thing, such a good thing that comes. And one thing I wanted to mention, Hiwa here is someone who helps the youngsters do the travel process and helps them to like kind of find a mentor for themselves so that they don't mess this process up, mess this chance for them up. He has an Instagram page, shall be put down below next to our own social medias. You should really go and check that out, because you never know, you might lose a chance by just going yourself. So you always need that good mentor. Hiwa is here for you, and we thank him for that.
Thank you.
That one thing, of course, yeah.
This next question that we have is that, do you think that there was a possibility that you reach this station that you are at, just yourself, not your family, like, I mean, career-wise, business-wise, in Iran? Could you reach it, like, working internationally, or it was just impossible? Because our audience asked that.
These days, it's possible. We have a lot of middlemen in Iran, and they try to bring international project to Iran and hire people. And you receive US dollars or euro. Yes, you are able to work in an international company. You can earn a lot of money, but you don't have a great internet connection. You don't have access to different technologies, different portals around the world. Also, these companies are not international. They are Iranian. They're just Iranian work there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But
It's such a different.
think that you are working in an international company, but it's not like this. In my opinion, the question should be no.
The answer is that no, of course.
The answer, I guess. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, so that is there. And next question is one of the things that, as many people who want to immigrate in Iran, their biggest worries is their mom, their family. Like, they're like, we don't want to leave them, because Iranian culture is in a way that the families are really up close to each other and they're like so connected. So many people at my age that tend to immigrate, I talk to them, they're like, the hardest part is just say goodbye to the family, and they fear that they might lose connection even. They're like, we're gonna put our family and relationships behind. What do you think about that? What was your station about that? You said you took many friends that you just after immigration. Do you still have connection with them, or like your friends, your family? How is that? Does that bother you after this 4 years?
Good question, Karash. Yeah, when I was in Iran, I didn't live in my hometown. I lived in Isfahan, and my hometown was Bane, and I wasn't close to my family, to my mother, to my father, sisters. And when I immigrated to Germany, nothing changed. But I come back to Iran annually. Once a year, I come back. I let you know. I come to Iran in a month, like a month later.
Oh, let us know. Yeah, we might want to do a co-op, of course.
Yes, definitely. But let me tell you something. When I came here, I lost my mother. My mother passed away like a year ago, and it
Rest
was
in peace.
super difficult. Let me explain to you. It is the one of the most difficult things in your life.
Of course, yeah, know
But
that.
but I live in Europe, so I came back to Iran in 6 hours.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I know I was crying for 6 hours. It was
Course,
super
yeah.
difficult to me. It is different when you live in Iran, in another city, when you live in another country.
Exactly, yeah, and another whole continent, it's like just such a distance. When when they're living in Bane and you're Isfahan, it's like a 3 hour flight, 2 hour flight. But when it's a continent, the expenses, the whole process is such a. I'm really sorry to hear that. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but I just want to our audiences know about it.
Of course,
It is
yeah.
the
Many
most difficult part. If you have a strong connection with your family members, your
Yeah.
relatives, so please don't immigrate.
Oh, you think that really makes a big problem for them? Is
Yes,
it a real
yes.
serious problem?
Sometimes you just cry. You don't know why. At the
It's
beginning, especially
depression,
in the
unfortunately.
first
Yeah.
year, sometimes you don't know why you are crying, but you are crying.
So hard. Oh wow, that is one hell of a advice, because I heard this before even from other immigrants. They say if you have a really great bond and like a really hefty bond with your family, maybe immigrating can really break your personality and character. Yeah, that I've heard before.
Definitely, yes.
Next question about the life that you have. As you know, many people who tend to immigrate these days have this worry that they think as soon as they immigrate, especially to a foreign country, a European country, they will be instantly targeted by racism, and that is a really huge matter, and it can cause depression because these days we see that people from Pakistan immigrate to Europe, and as soon as they get there, they get really influenced by the racism and humiliation. I want to know, someone who has immigrated for a couple of years now, I want to know if you feel settled in. As you said, the people are kinder and understanding, so I think you're going to be fine with that. But I just want to know if you still have this feeling that you're like a second-handed citizen, or no, you don't have that feeling. How's that?
You are a foreigner, finally. We are black hair. They call us like this. But if you live in a bigger city, you can see something like this that you mentioned. But in a small
Racism,
city, I haven't seen anything here. People are super friendly here, super supportive. They help you. Sometimes they are super friendly. You cannot imagine it. More than Iranian people. I visited Berlin, Munich, and some people they
I
don't
know,
want
yeah,
to talk
cheesy
to you.
people.
Yes, I guess at the beginning it's better not to live in a bigger city. A small city could be a great choice. After all, you are a foreigner.
Yes, that's something that you cannot change, really. After all, you came from another continent.
Maybe I get my passport in maybe 2 years, but I'm not a German guy. I'm a foreigner. Yes.
Yeah, that always remains in you. Yeah, you can't really change that. So, do you think this is just this friendly people that you mentioned? Do you think that that's just something for Germany, or do you think it's just all over Europe? Because one of my friends who immigrated to Iceland mentioned that their people are extremely cold and they just they're not really, welcoming. Or what do you think is that? Because you mentioned that you traveled to multiple countries. I want to know that.
In Austria, in Netherlands, in Poland, in Spain, people are super friendly. But for example, in Switzerland, they are cold to each other, not just to us. They are cold people. So I guess in Europe, people are friendly in general. Some regions, yes, I would say, yeah, they are not that friendly, but it's not something that bothers you.
So you think you can cope with them? Is that right?
Definitely, yes. They are honest.
Yeah.
If they want to help you, they simply help you. But if they don't want, they simply refuse your request. So it's better than our country, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just a straightforward answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is really interesting information. I'm really happy that this misinformation and misinput that has been put in our youngsters' minds, that they think Europe is just such a heaven and they fear racism, and these are kind of fading because, such a really high amount of misinformation these days on social media. So that's one of the other reasons that we always need a guide or a tour that can give us like the right information, as you said yourself. Yeah, so that there, and we we press on to the next question, is that, as you know, we are Iranians and our currency and our money is just absolutely worthless. We just want to know, how does the cost of living compare? You know, like, is this change of lifestyle? Because in Iran, most people live in this big houses, like 200 meters big, and like they have duplex, and you know. But in Germany, I saw many people take like apartments and smaller houses, as you and yourself mentioned, like mini rooms. So that's my question: is that really overwhelming? This change of lifestyle, what you eat, what you don't, is that really overwhelming, or no? You get used to it.
At the beginning, it's overwhelming. You want to live in a bigger house, but it's not possible here. Houses are super small. If you want to live in a big house, you have to pay a lot of money. In my city, you know, I live in a small city. I live in Goslar. It is a small city close to Hanau. To be honest, I pay like 1,000 for rent.
1,000 euros.
Yes, for rent, and something like 600 for grocery stuff, living stuff for my 3-member family. I have to say, I could save more money in Iran. I could earn euros, but here in Germany, I cannot save a lot of money because
Of course.
everything is super expensive. But as a developer, you are among the top 10% of salaries in Germany.
Oh, nice. That is a good thing to know.
Yes, but you know, I couldn't see any changes because, as I told you, I had a great salary in Iran. Also, I can save money, but I could save more in Iran. Yes.
Of course, yeah. Right now with this inflation, it's just insane. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So one other question that we have is that, from what you expected before immigration, you mentioned that you had a good salary, good life. I'm fully aware of that. But one thing that many people want to know, is this what you expected, or it's below or more? Like, just like a short answer on that. We just want to know.
You know, I have a lot of friends here, and we discussed everything. I was aware about everything, like salaries, like the prices for the houses, rent, everything. So I was not surprised when I landed in Germany. I knew everything about here, about Europe. Before coming to Germany, I could find my house.
Of course.
Because I had a lot of friends. So yeah, it was not a surprise for me.
Nice. So that there, and we reached one of the latest parts of our questioning, is that with all that you said considered, we want to know your only one advice, or like a multiple advice if you can, for people who want to immigrate these days, because as you know, Iran is just filled with people who are trying their best to immigrate. They're just, you know, all of our best youngsters are people who are really innovative. Unfortunately, they are leaving this country, and best people with the highest grades are just leaving outright because they know that their potential will be wasted in this country. So what I'm going to ask you is that, do you have like any sort of suggestion, any type of advice that you think can really change their process?
Yes, good question. Firstly, I have to say again, please immigrate as soon as possible. It's the first one. The rest is language. Please study English, study German, please, again and again and again. It's not enough. Maybe you get like 7 score in IELTS, something like. It's not enough.
Yes,
please study a lot. We are not native speakers, so you cannot understand something in a meeting, and it's super annoying. Sometimes you want to say something in a meeting, also you are not able to express yourself. Please study. You know, when I came to Germany, I was thinking I can speak English. It's enough for me, but I started studying again.
Of course.
So the second advice is this: please, if you want to come to Germany, please study German. Definitely, it really helps you. And the third one.
Okay.
The third one, yeah. Don't think that if you come to Germany or Europe, it's like heaven. No.
Exactly, yeah, that's one of the most important of the suggestions and advices, because many people mistake and the Europe for the best countries and like best lifestyles in the world, but as soon as they get there, they are like hit with this insane amount of pressure. But it's really better than Iran, I think. After all, when you settle in, it's just such a better choice, you will realize. So you took this big journey, immigrated from Iran to Germany. We want to know, what was the one thing that you realized about yourself? What was this last point that you learned about yourself, if it was a problem or it was a tolerance issue? We want to know, what did you realize in this path?
I was thinking everything is a piece of cake for me, but I was a strong man. I could build my life easily, but when I came here, sometimes it was super tough. To be honest, please be well prepared for everything. At the beginning, it's not under your control. Sometimes, as I told you, sometimes you cry, you miss something in Iran. Sometimes you feel like you are alone, and sometimes you tell yourself, okay, please come back to Iran. And I didn't come back there just for my family, but these days I feel much better. I feel like a German citizen. But for people who listen to us, please be well prepared, emotionally, financially, and
mentally.
Yes, definitely, yes. But I
Okay,
was
so thank you.
stronger than what I was, but I wasn't.
Of course, the person gets tougher by this journey. As it goes on, you just get tougher and tougher and you just get used to it. So that's our questions, that's the whole question thing. We added one part to the last section. We asked 3 mini questions. If you can answer those, it would really appreciate it. Name one thing that you miss in your home country. If you could get a pack or like that in the same time, because I know if I immigrated, I would trade anything for a pack of gas. I'm really addicted to that. Yeah. Do you have anything on your mind?
To be honest, we have a great get-together sessions, like something. When we get together in Iran, you really miss it. You don't have anything like this. To be honest, here in Germany, Iranian people don't trust each other. Yes, sometimes you think about your sister and your brother, your friends, and you get together and you have a small, lunch, and you miss these
Such
things.
a wholesome gathering. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
This question, one thing that I was asked by my friends, this is such a big worry that my friends have, is that many people fear Iranians after immigration. As you just said, Iranians do not trust each other. What is that? What is with that? Do you really get scammed? Because I heard many Iranians who go there beforehand, they tend to do scams and they want to put on a mischief on you. How is that? Is that a big worry or no?
Definitely. At the beginning, I wanted to make Iranian friends, but some of them weren't trustworthy. Some of them were not supportive, friendly. Sometimes they cheat you. They lie. Yes, to be honest, I don't. I don't trust Iranian people in Germany. I don't like it. I don't like to say that, but
such a hard thing to say, yet it's truth.
Yes, to be honest.
Alright, so that does it. Thank you very much for your experience. I'm pretty sure that many people who had so many questions, so many misinformation, so many dilemmas, now they have their answers. We really appreciate what you did today, and we will once more mention your Instagram somewhere that can people who are misinformed, somewhere that people have questions, they want someone experienced to guide them. They should really join you there, and I'm pretty sure that you will do your best to guide them. Thank you for taking place once more very much, and that's it. See you people in the next episode, and if there's any goodbye, we will appreciate that.
Thank you. It was your first session, yes, Karas? Thank you.
It was the first video, yeah.
It was my pleasure to be in the first episode of your life. Yeah, and also thank you very much for inviting me. I hope people enjoy our conversation, and I'm available to answer their questions behind the post in YouTube or somewhere. I'm not sure. You are gonna post it on YouTube or?
It will be on YouTube and some other social medias, but I believe people who have questions will join you on your Instagram. I hope that they have questions.
So please just let me know about the place that you post this, and if people ask questions, so I can answer.
Of course, we will inform you if had dilemmas, or maybe even we go for a part 2 if you honor us, to answer the question and dilemmas. Thank you very much for what you did, and peace.